Yeah, Scruffy. So it looked like Scruffy was limping, but moving a little faster. I tried to check his limp earlier today. I didn't get to see him move much, so it was really hard to tell. But it looks like he's still limping, but it's improved. So maybe he's just slowly getting better. So, so that's good. So keep an eye on it. So yeah, I'm a little late tonight. No, still technically early, about 20 minutes early from our official time. But since I've been feeding Scruffy so early recently, it probably seems late to him. But I've been feeding him so much recently, I'm surprised he's actually hungry. So I've been feeding him at lunch, and then I've been giving him way too much food at dinner. So tonight I have too much food again, but I'm cutting back a little. So I have, let's see, new fresh can of meaty pate with real ocean whitefish, and a bunch of rotisserie chicken scraps. And I've gone back to the regular allotment of kibble, but he's still getting a bunch of extra food tonight because of the rotisserie chicken. But I'm not going to give him a double dose of kibble tonight like I did last night, or the 5x dose or whatever I gave him the other nights. And I'm still giving him food in the day, so he's still eating way more. But I think I'm going to start weaning him off the food if he is getting better. He's probably not good enough to hunt yet, but I'm feeding him probably so much I need to probably get it back down to more typical levels. So I'm going to try to wean him off of it a little slowly. Although, yeah, I probably can't stop actually feeding him extra until his legs actually appears healed. But I think I've been feeding him too much, so cutting back's probably a good thing for now. But he's still getting a little more than he should tonight. And I actually have more rotisserie chicken, so he's probably going to continue to get extra food for the coming days. And I'll probably continue feeding him at lunch because of his bad leg. But I'll continue to monitor it, and if it starts looking like he's healed, yeah, I'll start probably reverting back to what I used to feed him, albeit I'll try to do it a little gently. Yeah, Scruffy's being defensive. Okay, he's getting back into the pets. Not sure why he got defensive there. But yeah, so anyway, I'm trying not to make Scruffy too dependent on me, but yeah, as long as his leg's injured, he will be. So, but once it gets healed, then yeah, gotta keep him semi-independent. I'll feed him, but I think he should still be catching food on his own in addition to what I feed him. In case something happens to me. So the weather is cooling down. So that heat wave, or that warming trend, not quite a heat wave, didn't really materialize. So the weather's been reforecast, and yeah, the temperatures are much lower. So the mornings have actually been overcast and kind of cool. Kind of a surprise. I think it's supposed to heat up in a few days again, but then it's going to cool right back down. The weather's nice though, so it's a nice cool. It's not a freezing cool or something like that. So considering how hot the summer's been generally, I kind of like this cooler weather. So today I actually went out for an interval run before I fed Scruffy. So I have not done that much at all this entire summer. Heat's been too intense, and the sun's been too intense. So today was kind of nice. So yeah, we're losing so much sun now in the evening. I think I need to start running or going out for exercise earlier before I feed Scruffy instead of after. Otherwise, I need to start feeding Scruffy really early. And I think my preference is to feed him later. So I used to feed Scruffy much later than this. That's why our official designated time is actually later than now, because I used to feed him much later, and that was the designated time was actually the start of dinner time, and I might feed him an hour even after that later. So depending on my schedule. So I think last summer, yeah, I actually was trying to go riding or running in the late afternoon, and then I come back and feed Scruffy like, in the late evening. Like, but yeah, it was hotter. I think it was hotter this summer, so it was better to go after I fed Scruffy. Oh, he climbed with both feet. So yeah, I want to see him move his other leg. See how injured it is. I think it's getting better slowly. But yeah, it's hard to tell because yeah, Scruffy doesn't seem to move much. I see him sleeping on the deck, not moving. If I see him at all. So in a few days, there's actually an event. So one of those cancer walks, and it's for the cancer that took my mother. So I'm planning on going. It's across town. It's kind of far actually. It's I think even it's, but I think the weather's supposed to be decent that day, and I'm kind of tempted to. I've been kicking around the idea of Scruffy's climbing. He's using his claws. So anyway, though, I was kicking around the idea of maybe trying to bike there. But I think it'll take me... It's a pretty far ride, so I think it's probably going to take me maybe an hour and a half each way. So it's pretty far for me. It's mostly flat, so it's not terrible. There's a bunch of traffic though in certain areas. So I haven't decided. The other idea I had is there's actually another park in that area. I actually went there a couple years ago. That's the one with the really, really steep climb. It's an old mining camp a long time ago. And I went up there once, and yeah, it was really challenging. And there's almost no trees, at least with the sections I was going. Actually, no, there are a few trees, but a lot of it was exposed. And I went. I went when it was, I think it went right at the end of fall. And so the weather wasn't too bad, but I know the weather can get really bad there during the summer. So we're kind of in that same time zone again. So this would probably be the ideal time to go weather-wise. So I was thinking maybe I should drive to the cancer thing with my bike in tow, and then try out that park again. I'm not sure if I'm in good enough shape yet. So I was in better shape last time I went. Actually, no, I actually take that back. I was actually in terrible shape when I went. So actually, I should be doing a lot better now. I gotta rethink that. Scruffy's getting into the pets. It's food time, though. Yeah, it's food time. I think he's meowing because he wants the food, huh? Okay, let's get your food. Delicious rotisserie chicken and lots of other stuff you like. So I put in a lot of chicken skin and a lot of the fat that had turned into gelatin, and then I microwaved it, so it's like soup now. And so I think it's like cereal now because all the kibble is floating in the chicken fat or whatever it is. So it should be good. I'm probably fattening for Scruffy. So tied him over when he's injured. Yeah, so now I think about it, yeah, I actually was not in very good shape when I went there. It was just starting to, get in semi-reasonable shape. Though actually, now with my injury, or recovering from my injury, I might actually be closer back to where it was 2 years ago. So I'm probably a little bit better than that, but probably not by a whole lot. But it should be easier. I don't know, yeah, maybe I should think about that. So I didn't go last year. Just thinking about it, then I got injured. So I think it was, it's almost a year ago I think I got injured. Yeah, speaking of out of shape though, yeah, my interval run, I did not do well today. I actually was cramping up. Yeah, I think the wedding must have really messed me up. Because I was sitting in the car all day, and then I was eating a lot of eating too much at the wedding. There's some good food there. So yeah, the dinner was it's Venezuelan. Yeah, it was some sort of meat. It was like a stew, shredded beef. It was kind of like it was like served almost like an ice cream scoop ball. So it wasn't soupy in a sense. It was like a ball of shredded meat and other things. It was pretty good. Kind of reminded me of. I don't think I've had Venezuelan food before. It kind of reminded me of maybe Cuban food a little bit. Maybe I think I've had Ecuadorian food before. Maybe it reminded me of that. So I enjoyed that. Wasn't my favorite thing, but yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. And then so both my cousin and I really like chocolate desserts, and so yeah, she made sure her wedding cake was chocolate. And so I enjoyed that. And then I think I mentioned the other day s'mores. They had a fire pit, and you could roast your own s'mores. And I've never actually done a proper s'mores roasting. I've only been able to do it like on a gas stove or a barbecue. I've never had a proper fire. So that was interesting. And that was good. Oh yeah, I should talk about Scruffy today. So yeah, I saw him this morning sleeping out, or not sitting. I think he was just sitting on the deck. It was overcast, as I mentioned, and he saw me at one point. And then at lunch, I came out, and I think he was in front of the door. And he didn't move that much, so it was really hard to tell if his leg was still injured, but it looked like he was still limping. And so I brought out the water and poured some kibble on the plate, and once again, the kibble was hard for him to reach under the bowl, and so he was forced to use his paw to try to push the kibble around. And because he's left pawed, yeah, he was using his injured foot to try to push it around. So it's kind of like physical therapy. So I should keep doing that because it's the only way I can get him to do anything. So I'm guessing, yeah, the physical therapy is probably good for him, getting him to use his foot. So yeah, so he didn't. Yeah, as I said, he didn't really move that much, so it was really hard to tell how injured he was. And even when I got up, he didn't back away as much as he usually does. It could be because, yeah, his foot hurts too much, so he doesn't want to move. Let's see what else was at the wedding. Oh, yeah, they had hors d'oeuvres, served for kind of a long time. And they had a lot of different cheeses. Um, and of course, I had to try them all, so I ended up using a lot of cheeses. Yeah, they're all cut into small pieces, but there are a lot of different types. And then they had a bunch of different sauces as well. To go with the various hors d'oeuvres that they had, including the cheeses. So, crackers and croissants and other bread-like things. And then there's some fruits and stuff. They had kiwi there. That was kind of neat. Oh yeah, the best thing though they had was for the hors d'oeuvres. Actually, I think the thing I actually enjoyed most, besides the s'mores, was they had these empanadas. Those were really good. And then yeah, they had a lot of alcohol. My cousin really likes to drink, so she actually is a bartender at one point. So she learned how to make all sorts of drinks. And then she actually had a cigar station. So unfortunately, I don't drink and I don't smoke, so I didn't get to enjoy any of that. But there were a lot of people there who did. And then, yeah, since I was driving 6 hours that day, it's a good thing I probably didn't drink anything. It was 7 hours. It was a long drive. And then, yeah, there are a couple areas. They're kind of windy mountain road type things. I didn't study the maps well enough to realize that. So, yeah, I got a little freaked out in a couple places because yeah, it was a little windier than I expected and a little narrower and a little more treacherous than I expected. And there are signs all over the place telling you to slow down. And on top of that, they were doing construction, or they had construction zones all over the place, so they're telling you to slow down even more. And all these signs about warning you about how they double or they increase the traffic fines or whatever for construction zones. And despite all that, everyone around me was speeding past me, and so it was kind of unnerving that I really needed to slow down. And then on the other hand, the traffic was really irritated with me, trying to get me to speed up. And yeah, not all the sections had multiple lanes, so there were a lot of one-lane road segments where they couldn't pass me until I got to a passing zone. So I'm gonna move the balls. Let's watch Scruffy. See, he's moving. So I didn't see much of a limp that time. I remember I saw a YouTube video a while back of a cat that had a leg injury, and some people were letting the cat inside. I guess it was a stray or feral or something. They letting the cat inside to try to help it. And then the moment I think the cat got inside, it stopped limping and ran for the food or something. So yeah, the cat learned how to fake it. So I don't think Scruffy's smart enough to figure out how to fake an injury to get me to feed him more. But I am a little concerned. Maybe he'll catch on at some point and realize if he continues limping, maybe he'll keep getting more food. So he could be playing me. I'm pretty sure the injury is real, but whether it's healing or not, I think I'm curious if Scruffy's going to figure that out. But yeah, he seemed to walk okay there for a moment. So yeah, it's definitely a lot better than a few days ago. Yeah, cleaned the bowl really well there, but yeah, it was kind of soupy tonight, so it's probably not much stuck to the bottom. Yeah, there's a little bit of a limp there. But yeah, I think he's improving. So I'll keep an eye on it. Okay, so I'm going to get up and going. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.